What if the reason you feel stuck isn't because you're lazy or unmotivated or broken, but because you keep waiting for a feeling that was never meant to come? You wait for the perfect moment, the surge of energy, the magical spark that tells you now is the time, but it never comes, does it? And deep down, you're tired of pretending you don't care. You do care. You want more progress, more discipline, more control over your own life. You see other people moving forward and wonder why you're still standing still. You blame distractions, circumstances, even yourself. But what if it's none of those things? What if the real problem is this? You're waiting for action to feel good, but action doesn't feel good at the start. It feels like resistance. It feels like fear. It feels like dragging your own weight uphill with no one watching, no one cheering, and no guarantee you'll make it. That's why it's hard. That's why you stop. Not because you can't, but because no one told you the truth. You will not want to start. You will not feel ready. You will not have certainty. And still you must move. Because if you don't, this version of you stays forever. The one who wants but never reaches, dreams but never builds, starts but never finishes. And I know you've had enough of that. I know you're done making promises at night that you break by morning. Done with the guilt that creeps in every time you delay what matters most. You don't need more motivation. You need a reason to stop lying to yourself. A reason to rise even when everything in you screams to wait. This is that reason. And if you stay with this, if you truly let it hit, you walk away different. Not because I say so, because a switch will flip. And you'll finally understand, no one is coming to save you, but you can save yourself. And it starts the moment you decide to force action without permission, without feelings, without fear. You've waited long enough. You wasted hours, no. You're telling yourself soon. But soon is how people die with their dreams still inside them. The world doesn't stop spinning just because you're scared. It doesn't pause because you're tired. It won't slow down and wait for you to feel like it. And deep inside, you know that. You feel it every time the day ends and you realize you didn't move. Not really. You kept yourself busy, but you didn't do the thing, the one that actually matters. And now the guilt sets in. The ache in your chest, the quiet voice that whispers you're falling behind. Not behind others, behind yourself. Behind the person you were supposed to become. You were meant for more than this cycle of hesitation. More than starting and stopping. More than hiding behind fake productivity and shallow dopamine. You know what you need to do. You've always known, but knowing means nothing without movement. Action is the cure. Action is the weapon. And every second you delay, the life you want moves further away. This is not about goals anymore. This is about who you are when no one's watching. Will you be the one who takes control or the one who waits for someone else to do it? Because no one's coming. No one is knocking on your door to hand you discipline. No one is giving you the life you want out of pity. You have to fight for it. Even when you're tired. Even when you're doubting. Even when it feels pointless. Because the version of you you're chasing, they're already out there. Already grinding. Already pushing. Already winning the war in their own mind. And if you want to meet them, you'll have to earn it. Not tomorrow. Not when it's easier. Not when it's perfect. Now, this is your line in the sand. The moment where you stop running from discomfort and start running toward who you were meant to be. No more waiting. No more wondering. Only war. Only will. Only work. You either act or you disappear into the crowd of people who never did. You weren't born to blend in. There's a fire in you that you've tried to silence, a hunger you've tried to numb, but it doesn't die. It waits, it watches, it hurts when you ignore it. That ache you feel, that's your potential, screaming to be used. And every day you waste, it screams louder. You scroll. You distract. You drown yourself in noise hoping it'll go away. But it doesn't, because deep down you know you're meant to build, not consume, to lead, not follow, to rise, not settle. The clock is ticking, not for the world, for you. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall you're building around your own future. And when you finally wake up one day and realize you're trapped behind it, the only thing you'll wish for is that you started now. You don't get this time back, not 1 second. The window is closing, not because opportunity is rare, but because you're running out of yourself. How many chances have you already buried? How many ideas did you let rot because you were scared to look stupid? How many promises have you broken to yourself? You think you'll feel better when life gets easier. But life isn't supposed to get easier. You're supposed to get stronger. And strength doesn't come from comfort. It comes from doing what you said you would, especially when you don't feel like it. This is the moment that separates most people from the few who actually change. The ones who look in the mirror and say, I'm done being average, I'm done being almost, I'm done being later. And then they move, not because they feel like it, because they decided to. You are not your fear, you are not your past, you are not the person who gave up 100 times. You are the one who gets up one more time than they fall. You want freedom? You want power? You want peace? Earn it. Force yourself to move. Force yourself to rise. Force yourself to take action. Because the life you want won't wait for you. And neither will the clock. You think it's hard now? Good. That means you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Change never happens when it's easy. Growth never shows up in comfort. Every breakthrough is born in pressure. The pain you're feeling, that pull, that tension, that's the edge of your old life begging you not to leave it behind. But you have to, because staying there means dying slow. It means watching your potential rot behind the glass of your excuses. Most people never escape that. They settle, they shrink, they call it realistic. But you weren't made for that kind of life. You weren't built to just survive. You were built to fight for something that sets your soul on fire. You've got to stop negotiating with your weakness. Stop making room for doubt. Stop letting fear dress up as logic and talk you out of the very thing you were born to do. Because here's the truth. No one is going to remember what you meant to do. No one is going to care about the plans you never followed through on. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards action. You don't get credit for being almost disciplined. You don't get progress from wishing. You earn it by showing up, especially when everything in you wants to shut down. You want to feel proud? Then do the hard thing. Do it tired. Do it uncertain. Do it anyway. Because the pain of effort is nothing compared to the pain of regret. And regret never leaves. It waits for you in the silence. It shows up when you're alone. It whispers, you could have been so much more. Don't give it that power. Don't give in. Don't back down. Don't let this moment become another almost. This is where the shift happens. Not by chance, by choice. You force the first step, then the next, then the next, until one day you look back and realize you're no longer the one who waited. You're the one who moved. You've come too far to stop now. You've felt the fire. You've heard the voice inside you say, this matters. So don't you dare walk away from this moment like it's just another video, just another day. Because this isn't just about one action. This is about changing the standard you live by. Every time you hesitate, every time you choose comfort over purpose, you teach your mind that your feelings matter more than your future. And that pattern becomes your prison. But if you break it just once, you change everything. You prove to yourself that discipline is not a myth, that control is not a fantasy, that momentum is something you build, not something you wait for. You take your power back one move at a time. That's how it starts. the first workout, the first study session, the first honest look at your life where you say, enough, I will not waste this version of me. Because this version of you right now is the most important one you'll ever meet. Not the future you with everything figured out. Not the past you that failed. This one. The one standing at the cliff. The one who's scared but still here. Still listening, still hoping, still hungry. You don't need motivation. You need a decision. To rise, to push, to force the action. And when you do, it's no longer about what you want. It's about who you are. A finisher, a fighter, a force. You're not chasing dreams anymore. You're becoming the kind of person who makes them real. So move now, while the fire is still hot, before the doubt creeps in, before the fear finds its voice again. Move in, let your future thank you for not backing down. This is the point where most people turn back. When the discomfort gets too loud, when the effort feels too heavy, they quit. They convince themselves that they've given enough, that they've tried, that this is as far as they can go. But not you. Not anymore. Because quitting isn't an option when you've tasted what's on the other side. It's not an option when you've seen the person you can be, when you've felt the weight of the life you were meant to live pressing against you. You're closer than you think. The victory you want, the person you're becoming, is just on the other side of the discomfort you're running from right now. So don't stop. Don't ever stop. Every second you fight, every moment you refuse to give in, you build something stronger. You grow into someone more powerful, more unstoppable, more worthy of the life you dream about. Every choice to act, no matter how small, is a promise to yourself. A promise that no matter how hard it gets, you won't break. A promise that you are the one who decides what happens next. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who fall behind. It's not the size of the dream, it's the size of the commitment, the size of the fight within. You have a choice every single day. You can keep waiting for the perfect moment, or you can create the perfect moment. You can keep wishing for things to change, or you can be the one who changes them. The clock is ticking. You can feel it, can't you? Every minute that passes is one you'll never get back. Every opportunity you ignore is one you'll regret when you look back. So look forward, look ahead, because you have what it takes. You always had it. Now, it's time to prove it. To everyone who ever doubted you, to everyone who said you couldn't, and most importantly, to yourself. Don't stop. Don't slow down. This is your moment. This is where you rise. So take the step, take the leap, take action. You're standing at the edge right now, teetering between who you've been and who you're about to become. And in this moment, every ounce of hesitation, every fear, every doubt feels louder than your desire to change. But you have to drown it out. You can't afford to let that voice in your head control your future. You can't afford to be ruled by the what-ifs, the fears of failure, the doubts about whether you have enough to make it. Because you do. You always did. The world doesn't care about your comfort. It doesn't care about your doubts. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It waits for those who are bold enough to claim it, to take what's theirs, and to make their mark. And that's what you're about to do. You were never meant to play small. You were never meant to stay stuck. The power is in your hands now. You control every move you make. You control how hard you fight. You control whether or not you push through the pain, the fear, the uncertainty. This is your time to act. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because the moment you choose to act is the moment you become unstoppable. The moment you force yourself to move, no matter how heavy the weight feels, is the moment you take back control. The moment you refuse to let your circumstances dictate your destiny is the moment you break free from the prison you've built around yourself. You are capable of more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. The world hasn't seen what you can do yet, but it will. But only if you make the choice. Only if you take action, no matter how small it feels at first. Every step forward compounds. Every moment you push through builds a new layer of strength. Every time you refuse to quit, you prove to the world and to yourself that you won't be stopped. You'll face days when it feels impossible. But remember this, the struggle is part of the story. It's the fuel that makes your success real. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop putting it off. Every minute you hesitate, you rob yourself of the future you've dreamed of. The life you want is already out there. It's waiting. The only question is, will you be the one who finally reaches for it? Will you be the one who takes it? Or will you be the one who watches from the sidelines, wondering what could have been? The choice is yours. Right here, right now, the action is waiting. Move. This is it. No more second guessing. No more waiting for the perfect moment. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your fear. It only cares about the people who take action and make things happen. And you have everything it takes to be one of those people. You've been holding yourself back, thinking you need more time, more knowledge, more confidence, but the truth is you'll never feel fully ready. The moment you've been waiting for doesn't come from waiting at all. It comes from stepping forward even when your knees are shaking. You don't get to win by standing still. You get to win by moving even when it feels impossible, even when every part of you screams to stop. The winners in this world don't have it easier. They just refuse to quit when the rest of the world backs down. The truth is, your next step is waiting. It's waiting for you to stop thinking about it, to stop worrying if it's going to work. You don't need to know the full path. You just need to take that first step and then the next and the next. You're stronger than you think. You've survived every single obstacle you've faced up until now. So what makes you think this one will be any different? This is just another challenge, just another wall to break through, and you've already proven that you have the strength to do it. But the difference between success and failure is what you do next. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, the longer you wait, the farther the goal moves. The longer you hesitate, the harder it becomes to catch up with the version of you that takes action. Right now, this very second, you have the power to change everything, to stop being the person who waits and becomes the one who takes what's theirs, to stop letting life pass by and decide to make your life count. So stop holding back, stop hiding behind not now or I'm not ready, because you are. You've always been. Now go. Run toward your future with everything you've got. There's nothing standing between you and your goals except the action you choose to take. And if you're still here, if you're still listening, it's because you know you're meant for something more.